This is a totally normal copy of Pokemon Emerald, full of very normal What is that? Welcome to Pokemon Ephemerald, a ROM hack of Pokemon Emerald which replaces every Pokemon with a brand new type-swapped regional form. Have you ever wanted to see what Tailo looked like as a woodpecker? No. No, you didn't. Or what if a Volbeat was a... I don't know what this is. To make this run more interesting, I can only use Pokemon that's original type was... flying. Basically a bird-only run. I can dig that. We start by getting chucked out of a moving van. Then we see the last normal Pokemon we'll see for hours. Enjoy it while you can. Professor Birch needs his life saved, so he asks us to choose a starter Pokemon. There's a Minor Trico, a Peacock Torchic, and Black Belt Mudkip. The random number generator decides I'm picking Torchic, and it's time to take on the world's most stoned Poochyena. Torchic's a flying type, which is very fitting for the challenge. As we start to explore the region, some of the highlights on Route 1 include a juggling Leddyba, whatever this is, and a Weedle who goes to Comic-Con. After we beat May up with no remorse, we're given Pokeballs, and so can catch our first two new team members, Tailo and Leddyba. They are both atrocious. I love them. Side note, this Sandshrew might be the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. In Route 102, we find a Grass Electric Pidgey, who I actually think looks badass as hell with all the electricity and clouds around its body. This, however, I don't like as much. I think that's meant to be a rock it's holding, but it looks like a rotting corpse opening up its insides. We also find this grass and normal type Wingull, whose design is surprisingly underwhelming. I fully expected him to be like a flying lawnmower or something, so I guess I'll take this. In Petalburg City, Wally is trying to catch his first Pokemon. He finds this, and for some reason his first reaction is wanting to catch it, and not stomping it to death. He's a stronger man than I. I take back everything bad I ever said about this game's designs. This is perfection. He is my new god. It's first gym time, and our Lord and Savior Delibird is ready to destroy everything. The gym typings are the same, so we get to see some fun rock-type forms, like this Roselia Fountain, which is really cool, or this Clefairy, which looks like it hunts and eats children. We beat Roxanne in a mossy-ass Nosepass to collect our first gym badge, and it's off to Dewford Town. Before we take on Brawly, I train up our Torchic into a mighty Combuskin, which is just got a lot of things going on. Brawly's team is full of new fighting types, like a football-playing Spoink, an Onion Boy Makihita, a Unicorn Tropius, and a really cool Shuriken Starmie. Second badge down, and we're off to Slateport City. This guy's the coolest guy. Cheeky little plot change. In Slateport City, we take on Archie straight away. The man's enthusiastic. He leads with a pretty terrifying Spider Carvanha before sending out a fucking Latios. It's even got the Team Aqua kit on, which is pretty neat, but did I mention it's a fucking Latios? Never mind, it can't beat the almighty Delibird. In Morville City, Wally asks us to battle him to prove he's a real trainer or whatever. Turns out he's into some weird stuff as he proceeds to send out the fucking weirdest Pokemon. Obviously we crush his hopes and dreams, and suddenly it's third gym time. Not before we see these though. Just remember that somewhere out there, these exist. And they will find you. Watson's team is pretty terrifying. He's got a green Kadabra, a literal fucking army tank, an Ice-type Manectric, and a Stormcloud Tauros who's kinda badass. No match for my fucking Woodpecker though. 3 badges in and we're off towards Meteor Falls. Along the way, Tailo finally evolves, which is sick. This is also sick. This is very, very cool. We also find a new team member in the form of this ground-type bow and arrow wielding Scyther. Can't argue with this badass. This is a Christmas Tangela. I love everything about it. We stop by Meteor Falls and stare angrily at some evil dudes before they invite us to their base. Oh boy, it's Big Boy Maxi time. Similar to how Archie had a very cool custom Latios, Maxi has a hoodie-wearing Latias. 'Tis no match for the Surfer Bird though. Flannery's gym is Fire-type. Meet Delibird. Flannery herself has some cool mons, like a Pepper Victory Bell, a Fire-type Raichu, and a Dragon-type Torkoal. It's fortunately not enough, however, and we get our 4th badge. Now, it's time to solve some daddy issues. Norman's gym shows off one of this game's biggest non-form related changes, namely the emphasis placed on double battles. And it's just so much fun. Luckily, Delibird's Surf helps massively, but the majority of these double battles still end up being pretty miserable. Norman doesn't make us fight in this stupid way though, and so we have to face his team one-on-one. He uses a teddy bear, the villain from Flushed Away, and the main character from Samurai Shampoo. Truly an all-star roster. After spending some private time with Wally's dad, we make our way east towards Fortree. This is a Celio if he was a squirrel. Think about it. Along the way, we stop by the Weather Institute, which has been overrun by Team Aqua members. After putting a stop to their nefarious schemes, we get given a Dark Ghost-type Venomoth. I mean, Venomoth definitely isn't flying type, but you know what? Rules are for dummies. I'm gonna use the cool Dark Ghost Venomoth. May battles us again, purely to show off the star evolutions, which is very nice of her. Sceptile looks like he's having a grand old time. Meanwhile, Marshtomp somehow hasn't evolved yet. I guess we'll come back to that. Winona's team is very cool. She leads with a bow and arrow wielding Scizor, and also packs a statue Medicham, a Bug King Nidoking who looks like a God of War villain, a Cloud Spider Altaria, and then this. Look at him go. 6th gym down and we make our way towards Lily Cove. Once we get there, May greets us again, remembering to have finally evolved a Marshtomp. Swampert looks very, Karate Man-esque. This definitely is a fighting type, I know that. Mount Pyra has been made far simpler in this game. It's essentially just a gauntlet tower where you're forced to fight practically every trainer. At this point, we've seen the majority of the wackiest designs, so we can kind of breeze through this. Team Aqua at the top, bam, boom, and they're gone again. To Magma Hideout we go. For a second, I thought this Pikachu was holding a giant cigar on his back. I get now that it's a chimney, but I think a cigar would have made the design. We find Head Honcho Maxi and take him on for the second time. He's got a creepy Delcatty, a Fire-type Tentacruel with Water Absorb, a Grass-type Camerupt, the world's most depressing Kangaskhan, and the hoodie-wearing Latias. Again, Latias, meet Delibird. We stop Maxi in his tracks and is now off to the Aqua hideout. And one question, Team Aqua. What the fuck is this? I mean, this is just gross. Like, what the actual fuck? I need a shower now. Tate and Liza time, and yay, double battles, my favourite. Here we meet Hitmonchan, who has embraced the path of a weeaboo and is working very hard on his Piccolo cosplay. The two twins have a frustrating team consisting of a very upset Lunatone, a Skarmory who's really into scarves, whatever this is meant to be, a shiny Magnetone, an equally upset Solrock, and I guess this is meant to be a Vileplume, but honestly I don't see it at all. 7th badge down. We make a quick detour to the space station and team up with big man Steven Stone, who just happens to be chilling with a Jirachi in his party. Sure. Team Aqua have moved operations to the seafloor cavern, and Archie shows off his new custom mon, a Crobat with a funny hat on and a cool beard. Fair enough, yeah, you deserve to flood the world. We beat his ass, but he still manages to cause the apocalypse, which is pretty tight, and Groudon and Kyogre start slapping each other relentlessly. So it's off to Sky Pillar to wake up their nanny. It's not too difficult of a task, but unfortunately we never once get to see what kind of cool new forms they have. So I will forever just imagine that in this game, Rayquaza is an afro and wears sunglasses. Disco Rayquaza, or some shit. We enter the 8th gym, and this one sucks dick. It turns out having your only good electric type also be ground type just isn't that great for a water gym. Although it's a miserable experience, we do eventually take down Juan, who uses an Olympic swimmer Miltank, the Crystal Steelix, a Grass-type Gengar, a presumably Ice-type Weezing, and a Harp Kingdra. So all in all, as a Water-type gym leader, he's pretty shit, but his team's cool, so I'll give him that. We're in the final stretch now, and it's time for the Victory Road. Along the way, we run into this funky room, and hello. Oh wow. Hello. Unfortunately, none of y'all are flying types originally, so bye. I'm gonna catch this Xatu instead. Victory Road in this game is very different to usual. Rather than the emphasis being on exploring, it's instead simply just a gauntlet of boss battles. It obviously starts with a juiced up Wally before making you fight against every gym leader in Frontier Brain. The battles are tough, but we eventually get through this, and we're rewarded with $1 rare candies. I'm definitely not going to exploit this. So it's time for the Pokemon League with our totally not over-leveled team. Just to show them off, here's our newly evolved Blaziken and Ledian. Alright, it's Elite Four time. Sydney's up first, and notably as a Dragon-type Executor, a Headless Machamp, and a cool red floating Absol. Phoebe is a whole team of evolutions, including this sick Ghost-type Vaporeon. Glacier has a Squirrel Walrein, and a Blastoise wearing a jumper. I mean, what more could you want out of life? Drake's team of dragons includes a Water-type Charizard, a Fire-type Aerodactyl, and a sick Yin-Yang Pinsir. And finally, the champion Wallace, who uses 3 cool new Reggies, alongside a sick Milotic form. But unfortunately, even the coolest new Milotic is not enough to deal with the almighty power of Ledian. And that's Pokemon Ephemerald. And as the credits roll, let's take a second to reminisce on the many, many cool new Pokemon we met along the way. Not Volbeat though. Fuck this thing.